streaming live at newhavenindependent.org.
Woo, good morning, beautiful people. Welcome to Tuesday. Welcome to Tuesday. Welcome to Tuesday. I am Babz Rawls-Ivy. Welcome to LoveBabz, LoveTalk. You're listening to us on 103.5 WNHH. Of course, we're live streaming. We're live streaming on Facebook and X and YouTube and wherever Harry Droz has us. But you can always go to newhavenindependent.org and click on the left-hand corner and listen that way too. So you get news and news. You get news and ish. I'm the ish. How y'all doing today? I got some vegan cookies from next door. They're trying out some vegan desserts. And so they gifted me a couple of them. Oatmeal chocolate chip delight. So I'm drinking it with my tea. I gave my tea a little hit. I heated up my tea. So I like this savory sweet with a little bit of hot tea. You know, just listen, it's all right. I feel a little bit better today. In my mind, you know, a friend of mine passed. It was not in the way that we initially thought. So that gives us a little bit of comfort. But let me say this, people. If something is ailing you, get with your peoples and tell them. Your friends in particular. I had this whole moment yesterday about people not talking about what's happening with them. I don't know if that's a perception of being seen as weak or you don't want people to feel sorry for you. I don't think people will feel sorry for you in the way that you think. I think people will get to praying for you. I think people would get to praying for you like you wouldn't believe. Particularly people that care deeply about you. I don't know. I'm just trying to make sense of things. I'm just trying to make sense of a world, trying to make sense of senseless things. And it's challenging. You know, it's just challenging. And I'm not going to get what I want. I'm not always going to get what I want. I know that. God knows I know that. God knows I know. But I do feel some kind of way. I just don't, you know, I just feel some kind of way when sisters die that I know. You know, people going to their final you know, whatever the destination is. I don't believe it's final. I think we just cross over into the next realm. I just can't imagine that all this energy just dissipates. I just don't believe it. I think we go into another realm. And we're just not privy to it because no one has ever come back to say, you know. You know. I don't know. Anyway, what I do know, as I'm reading the New Haven Independent this morning, tech philanthropist buys Union League building. Oh yeah, that's the guy with the wild hair who ain't met a comb he liked or a brush. You know, white people, y'all be doing the most. Rich white people even extra most. Now, I don't know this guy. I was kind of trying to know him because I had friends who worked for him. Technolutions. I knew Darice, who worked for him, and she was trying to get us in the same room, but then she moved her behind to Florida, which I'm not mad because Florida's got a serious art scene. They got a serious art scene, and the weather is banging. Unfortunately, they got terrible politics and a governor who's stupid. And I don't understand why he's stupid because he's Yale and Harvard trained. Yale and Harvard, I don't know what y'all doing over there, but y'all better start turning out a better class of people. You used to. What happened? I bet you Yale ain't touting that he went to Yale. I bet you Harvard ain't touting he went to Harvard Law. hmm That's what you get. Make better choices. Um, what else is going on? Yay! Leap raised $450,000. Them dinners must be hella fine. Uh, so they had the picture of is Sing Us a Song Piano Man dinner sing along with Andy Rubinoff, hosted by the Desirs. Now I would have went there because I've been to the Desir house and I like them. And I sat on the stairs and took pictures at the house. And when you walk in their house, they got nothing but black ass art up. Haitian art, Caribbean art, all of it. It's all blackity black when you walk in there. That's what I love. I would have went to their house. I did not. I have yet to get to a elite dinner, and I've had them on twice. Last year for it, this year for it. Um, it always just shows up with the competing event. So, but I'm glad it's still going strong. I really am. I'm glad it's still going strong. And they're like the premier youth serving organization in the city. Kids that came through LEAP are now coming back to work for LEAP, which is a wonderful testament to the strength of this program. So I see you, just see us in the back. I see you. And these people, I know most of these people in this picture. I know most of them. Um, I love Jamil's reviews. We went to a steakhouse. I mean, that main course looked great. It don't look great to me. What is that? You get 3 pieces of asparagus? Mm-mm. That doesn't even look attractive. But I haven't read it. Maybe it gets better. A salad with a big piece of Parmesan on it? Oh no. And that tired looking piece of cheesecake. But he said it was decadent, so all right. $300? That's a lot of money, you know. Mm. I could tell you a better place to go. They got a better experience and better presentation. That looked like a lot of nothing. Okay, I'm gonna leave it alone. It's not mine. Um, Hafiz's Muhammad Hafez's work, Eternal Cities, Excavating the Present and Unpacking the Past, reopens at the Peabody. Peabody is about to reopen, y'all, if they haven't already opened. Welcoming people back. I'll make my way over there at some point. I'll get in there at some point. I'm not rushing to get in there. I don't have any little kids anymore, so I don't have to drag them over there. I probably should get over there though at some point, you know. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah. Yeah, so um I had something on my mind. Uh I'm sorry, I'm texting with people because people forget that I'm on the radio. And so I know I'm quiet. I'm like, I'm on the radio. I can't talk to you. Ah, co-op students do the whiz. I was supposed to have them on this week, but it came up so fast. The show ends on the 14th, and it's a little tricky, because I've got guests uh, today, tomorrow, Thursday. Today I have Mike Moran and Charles Warner at 10:15 to talk about the exhibit at the New Haven Museum that's curated by Mike Moran, um, and then uh, and then I got Sticks Bones and them coming on Wednesday. Such a cool band because they're gonna be playing at Jazzy's. And then Thursday, I've got Jeanette Sykes on to talk about, the building that the App Foundation was trying to wrestle and buy in this community to put, recovering drug addicts to get their meds or whatever the hell they was going to do. Somebody else is buying it, you know. Uh, so anyway, they'll be on. And then Friday, I don't think I have anybody on Friday. Mm-mm. So I might have somebody on Friday later. Um, and then next week I'm away at Story Week, and Harry's going to play the best of all the talking, unless Paul jumps in and wants to do a show or something or whatever. Either way, I'm good with it. I'm good with it. I'm good with it. And if you hadn't had a chance to listen to anything on WNH Radio, it'd be a good time to take a listen to all the other shows. Fly Tie. Um, I think Kikamatos is still doing a show. There's a bunch of people still doing shows. Stan the Man with Jazz, which I love to catch. I wish he had a bigger show. And then I wish it was like at night. That's that's what I wish. Because he plays some of the best music, you know. He plays some of the best music, and it's really, really nice, you know. Really, really nice. So it's what his shows is one of my favorite shows. And you can always catch behind the behind what is it? Behind the behind the mic, behind the scene, behind the headlines, Marshall and them and their show, which is a great show. I catch them sometimes. And, Paul Bass with his 20-minute rundown, his 20-minute guest, he get people on for 20 minutes and he pushes them off the cliff. Get out! Get out, I say. I'm done talking. Then drapes his capes over his arms and he's out. Paul is like, my days of talking for hours is done. I'm gonna ask you 8 questions and then we out. I love it. Happy Ramadan, Ramadan Mubarak, Ramadan Kareem. It's amazing how this could be the holiest time in the world. Lent, Ramadan. Is there any Jewish holidays coming up? You have the trilogy. And yet there's so much killing going on in the world. There was a time when you would cease fire for holidays and religious expression. They're not even doing that. It's like, they're gonna bomb you. I don't care if you're sitting down for your religious one meal of the day. We're gonna kill you. Because killing is what we do. We don't need no God. We just gonna kill people. What God? There is no God. Too much. Too much. I don't know what to make of it. I just I don't know if I'm not seeing enough outrage at the killing of people. I don't know what to think. I don't know. I always like to think that we would be better humans and we're just not. And it's just bothersome that we are not. And for a little while I thought we were moving in that direction. But I guess I am wrong as the day is long. I think with all that has happened, I think I would I'm looking forward to Story Week because it puts me in a holy space. It puts me in a very holy space. And the world is a ghetto. And there's so many things that I need to do to prepare for, to get ready for. And the weather is looking like it's making its way towards something that is ready for us to enjoy. It's going to be bright and sunny today. It's still a bit windy. It's still a little cold to me. I don't care what anybody says. And I think because Senegal has tripped some kind of internal heat gauge in me, that everything seems cold. Like everything. Everything seems cold. Thanks, Harry. I'm going to post this up right now. So, that's where we are. I always say, we have sorrows and celebrations side by side. I mean, that's just how life shakes out. We have a patch of happiness and joy and celebration, and at the same time, we have sadness and sorrow and that's the way it goes. And we just do the best that we can. We try to do the best that we can. So Tuesday is Tuesday. It's a Tuesday. I'm enjoying my tea. I enjoy those cookies that I inhaled. My workouts are going well. My body is like hurting. Not hurting, just jarred. Like my body is like, yeah, girl, you doing something. I am. I'm doing something. I'm doing something. My birthday is coming, 61. You know, I might take my friends out to dinner when I get back from Story Week. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna take you all to dinner. This is just what we're gonna do. Yeah, go to dinner and maybe we'll go someplace fancy, you know. Let's spend some time with my friends and see how it goes. And maybe there's a place I'd go to in New York. Like maybe there's a fancy place. Maybe a fancy vegan place. Do you know what I mean? Just so I could just eat stuff that I know is not gonna harm me. Feeling like that a little bit. You know, just a quick run up and a run back, maybe. Maybe dress up just a little bit, you know. Because I don't think there's any fancy vegan spots in New Haven or around. I mean, I like Ion up there in Wesleyan country, Middletown. It's not fancy though. But you know, that's a consideration because I like going there, you know. So that might be worth the ride up. I might consider that. Because I'm definitely gonna be away on my birthday. I'm gonna be uh, away. And my birthday falls on a Thursday. So I'll be away. I won't be back until the 3rd, you know. So and my friend Bobby's birthday is the 3rd. And I think the family is planning a little something something for her, which would be really nice. I love a party. I don't understand people who don't want to celebrate. I don't know what that is. I always try to understand because you don't think people will show up. You don't think people want to honor you. You don't want people to celebrate you. Like, and there are some people who are like, well, if I have to plan it, I don't want to do it. I personally like to plan everything about my birthday. I don't really like to leave it in the hands of other people. I learned this very young, you know, not to leave my birthday in the hands of other people because I know exactly how I want it to go. And I know what I want to do for my birthday, and I just invite people along to do it. I don't want to leave it in the hands of other people. And I've done it. I mean, people have over the years of my life, you know, I've had parties given to me by people. I've had, you know, people surprise me. I have all kinds of things. But for me, my deference is I plan my own birthday because it's my birthday. And I know what I like to do. And I want people to share in that if I want people to share in that. But I don't think people love me more or less if they don't ante up planning a party for me. I actually prefer to plan my own party. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't think my friends love me less if they don't like surprise me with a party. On the contrary, I probably would be a little bit annoyed by it. You know, just annoyed, but I'd be like, okay, y'all don't have to do this, you know. But I mean, I would enjoy it. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. If my friends got together and had a little surprise for me, I'd be excited because I love gifts and I love parties. But I'm saying that the weight of that is not on them. I have no expectation of them to do that because I like doing it. That's what I really want to say. I like doing it. And so I know people who feel like people love them they would plan this. And then I know people who just don't want a party. They don't want to celebrate their birthday. For them, it's just another day. I don't understand those people, but I respect when they say, I don't want to make a big deal. It's just another day. I was like, sheesh, of all the days, of all the days, this is the day that you arrived. I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's some, when people say that, if it's some long wound that never got to heal. Do you know what I mean? Like, when I talk to people, this is why small talk is so amazing, because it does lead to deeper conversations. And you find out things about people that happened to them in their childhood, and it carries over. They carry it into their life. And you hear it. You hear where the hurt is, then you understand, oh, that's why this, that, and the other thing, you know, that's why, you know. Like I was thinking about this. I know people who don't like to be hugged, and they're trying to learn how to, and I was one of these people. I didn't like to be hugged. And I didn't like to be hugged because I did not trust the level of intimacy because I was a kid that was trafficked. And so when you have that kind of weight, anything that comes near you just seems suspect. But it wasn't until my children started arriving that I had to get out of that thinking, because children need hugs and reassuring. And my kids could tell you I hugged them, I kissed them. I mean, I yelled at them, I cussed them out, I kicked their ass. Yeah, I did all those things. But they always got hugs, and notes. And I always extended myself to let them lay on me, or, sit next to me, or lean on me, all that kind of stuff, because they needed it. And they needed it more than my desire to do it. See what I'm saying? So I had to rise up out of that. And I had to do it rather quickly, because children need affection. They need it. And so when I hear people talk about what they don't want to celebrate, and it's painful or whatever it is, I always think something must have happened somewhere along the way, and they don't ever want to revisit that kind of pain again. I listen to people. I listen. And listening is not so much what they say, but what they don't say. And this is how this is how so easy I get to intimacy with people so quickly, because I listen. And when I ask questions, it's because I truly want to know. I remember I was at a party in Greenwich somewhere. I was at a party Jeff Grant was hosting for family reentry or something or other. And I was talking to a young lady there. I was talking to a guy. He was on their staff. I was talking to a good-looking man. I think he was Eastern European or something. He had a thick accent, and I talked to him for a good part of the evening. We would circle back around and we'd catch up and talk. And then, we mingle a little bit and then we catch up and talk. And, at the end of the night, he found me and he's like, I've never enjoyed conversation so much. This is the best conversation I've ever had in my whole life. And I remember thinking the power of conversation is such that people walk away feeling like they were heard and seen and admired, not felt sorry for, but admired. And that stayed with me because he was a big, tall, athletic type of kind of guy, good looking with Nordic features kind of vibe, good looking man. And he said, this is the best conversation I've ever had in my whole life. And I thought, wow. And we were just talking about everything, books and music and TV, and it was just a gamut of things, the state of the world affairs, and talking to somebody in a way that is not combative or I gotcha, or you are stupid. No, in a real, like, I'm interested in what you have to say. This is where I'm at on this. I'm not too far from you on this. Huh? Like that. It's a good conversation. And I'm always having great conversations with people, you know, you know. It's always a great conversation with me. I like talking to people. And you look at them and I'm never bored, you know. I just listen to people, because I think we need it. And I watch people not talk to people, and I watch people listen to respond to people, and I watch people inserting themselves in narratives and stories that they don't need to insert themselves in. I've learned that too. That when somebody's telling a story about something, it's not an open door for me to say, well, when this happened to me. Like that's not the invitation. The invitation is, let me listen a little deeper to what is being said. That's the invitation, not let me one up you with what has happened to me. Unless everybody's like talking about some kind of experience and everybody's invited to sort of share how they experience it. But oftentimes when people are telling you what is going on with them, they lost someone, you know. It's not for you to say, well, when I lost my mother. No, that's not how that goes, you know. At least that's how I imagine that it doesn't go that way. And it's hard for people because I think people think if I share some of my story like this in this moment, that we got some shared interest of some sort. But sometimes you have to sort of measure the room a little bit. And sometimes what people are seeking is not a shared story. It's a sharing of the story, you know, and that's it, you know. It's like the moment I share it with people I'm trafficked, and then people come up to me or they send me a message and say I was trafficked. I don't have to go into chapter and verse in great detail of what has happened. They want to tell me what happened, and I can hear it without ever saying, this is that and the other thing. This is the thing that happened to me. I don't have to do that unless I'm asked. And I think part of being a lighthouse is that you just turn the light on. That's the welcome. You just turn the light on. That's the safety. Just turn on the light. You don't got to do anything else. The light is the guidance. And we all could be that, you know. And people think when you hold space for people or when they tell you things that you have to do something with whatever they tell you. I mean, unless you mandated to report some criminal activity, most time people they're not confessing. They're just sharing with you something very painful or that's troubling them. And you can hear it without owning it or taking it. I listen to people all the time. I don't take their stories with me. I mean, I take them with me in a sense that I've heard the story, but I don't sit around thinking, God, how can I fix that for them? Now, sometimes somebody can share something with me and I can connect them to something or someone that could help with whatever. Sometimes, not all the time, not often. Sometimes, and that's okay too. I'm good with that. I'm good with that. It's okay. I'm good with that. Um, um, you know, just that kind of stuff. No, the world, the world, the world, the world. There's so many things that capture our mind and our hearts. And I'm listening to these congressional leaderships whine about TikTok. Of all the things to could be concerned about, the tracking. And I started to like send Harry a text as well. I'm like, Harry, these people are worried about TikTok. but they're not worried about these cheap ass TVs that everybody got in their house that could record you, hear you, and pretty much capture all kinds of information about you. You know, TVs that have cameras in them and recorders in them. We're not worried about these cheap ass TVs that come in and capture all that know your watch habits and all this other kind of stuff. You know, TVs that can turn off when they know you are asleep. But we're worried about TikTok, and maybe we should be worried about TikTok, I guess. But we're not worried about these. I'm just trying to understand why. What is it about TikTok that's got people, you know, these congressional leaders up in arms? I don't get it. You know, because I mean, if it's indoctrination or spying, I think there's way other tools that have been doing it for way longer. I don't know. I could be wrong. I mean, if I'm China, TikTok is one tool, but these cheap ass TVs that flood the market that everybody has, and they're getting smarter and smarter by the minute. That I would be worried about that. Why are we making TVs in America? Why are we not making our own TVs? Why are we doing that? If we're so concerned about being tracked and traced, I don't get it. You know, tracked and traced, all these Ring doorbells everywhere, and they had to make a ruling saying the police can't just willy-nilly take it now. You know, they've got to follow some protocols about because you know, police departments was lining up with Ring doorbell people. They were allowing people to like link up to police department, all this other kind of stuff. And we just giving our rights away. We don't even know. It's like, oh, here, take my rights. Use all this information against me or my neighbors or whatever. And he was like, oh, I want the police to be able to catch people. Do you really? Like that? What's next? Huh. So I don't know. It just makes me think about this. Happy birthday, Gary Winfield. Yesterday was Gary Winfield's birthday. The big 50. Welcome to the 50 Club. Life gets better. Although you got little kids at the house. Oh well. It goes by fast, as you know. Happy birthday, Senator Winfield. Happy birthday. You know, I can go back and see if he made a post on his birthday. You know, he writes these, you know, he comes from the heart with these wonderful posts. He ought to pull them all together and put them in a book and sell the book as a fundraiser. You know, uh, you know, thoughts and musing by Senator Gary Winfield or something or other, or you know, This American Life or something. You know, and just like put it out there like that. I mean, I appreciate Facebook, but you know, put it in something that you could have access to for years to come. God knows what Facebook will look like in 5 years or next year or whatever, you know. People got smoke for TikTok, but they don't got no smoke for Elon Musk. It's baffling to me. I don't get it. It's like these white people up in arms about country music. Keith Urban is neither country nor American. He's from Australia. He's from down under. He's got a distinctive accent. But you buy all his country music. He's all this country music. He's a country music star. Neither American nor Western. Go figure. So I'm just thinking about all the things that are are crazy, you know. Just things that make me go, oh, oh, you want me to help with that? Like what? Okay. Anyway, that's the life. That's the life we lead. So those are the things that are sort of, got me thinking. I was thinking about these things like anybody else. Thinking, 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 thinking. Oh, oh, I miss you, miss you, miss you, miss you. I miss you, baby. Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes. Teddy Pendergrass. Don't ask me why I broke out into that. It just felt like I should. I should. Uh anyway. That is the life that we lead. This is life. Um the Oscars are behind us. Is there anything else? I think the Oscars is uh the last of the red hot award shows. Did we get psyched up for the Grammys? Has that already happened? I don't, I don't, I don't know. I used to follow the award season, and when I worked in entertainment public relation, it's about my job. That's my job to stay on top of celebrity and celebrity goings and happenings and all the things. I mean, that's what I used to do, but now I don't do that. So, and I spend less and less time watching award shows, mostly because I'm old and I don't know these people. I think the Oscars is the last of the holdouts for me. I don't know anybody from the Grammys unless they're doing some kind of remembrance of old heads. Other than that, I don't know who these new people are. I do not know not near one of them. So uh so my time with the Grammys is probably coming to an end. I I I saw Tracy Chapman, I know who she is. I saw Usher. Uh, I know who Beyonce, like I know these people, but the ones that come up after them, these upstarts, I don't know. I don't listen to popular music like that. I don't want to sound like one of these old people that's like, get off my yard. I just don't find any pleasure. And maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's how it is. This generation that is listening to their favorite music, they're listening to Drake and all these people. Maybe when they get to my age, they won't be able to listen to the new music either. I mean, the only one I think could listen to new music consistently is Clive Davis. I think Clive Davis is the only one that could listen to all the music across all the genres. I can't. I'd be like, Clive, this is trash. I can't listen to this mess. And Clive would be like, there's some diamonds in there. You just got to listen for him. And he listens for him because he found so many diamonds. I just can't do it. I'm like, oh, some of this music is nauseating. But he finds the diamonds. So high five, Clive Davis. I don't know what we're gonna do after you pass. And I'm not hurrying your passing. That's not what I'm doing. You know, I'm just saying, I don't know who's listening to music the way you listen to music. I don't know who's looking for diamonds the way you look for diamonds. Because I feel like you was looking for honest to God talent. I think some of these people looking for music to sign people are looking for the dollar bill, y'all, and not so much talent. What I think they're looking for what could drive the market. Whereas I think Clive David was like, oh, if you got some talent, we could build a market around you. I don't know if these new listening people do that anymore. And I think artists, come with their own market because a lot of them can put their own music out and get a following. Some of them got EPs out, and some of them got their own social media followers in the millions. So they don't even need a damn record deal. They be like, oh no, I sell my stuff right from my social media sites. Download, boom, 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 and I don't got to pay any of the foolishness of these artist management companies. So, so I mean, I listen to new music. I like to listen to new iterations of jazz, who's coming up in jazz and what they're playing. I do like to listen to alternative, well, not so much alternative, neo soul kind of stuff. These young people who are standing in real R&B, not the stuff that passes as R&B, but real R&B music. Because there's some artists out there who are doing it, who are doing real R&B, rhythm and blues, young people, and it's quite good. And this is what I love about Pandora and Spotify. I get turned on by these artists who are doing these, who I wouldn't ordinarily get a chance to have access to or hear. I can't tell you the last time I listened to straight 40 radio. I don't I like to listen to my Spotify. And they curate music too, They curate all the new stuff. They're like, oh, this is the new stuff, this is the neo soul stuff, this is throwback stuff, and I love it. And I know it's artificial intelligence doing it. I get it. And this is where artificial intelligence works. Pays attention to what I listen to, gets a vibe for what I listen to, and then curates all the music that I think I like here and there, now and then. I love that. Now, do I need it telling me when I need to eat? Hell no. Do I need it to tell me anything else other than what the weather is? Hell no. That's just the way of the world. That's the way of the world. Yes, the Wiz. Maybe I'll try to get them on. I don't know when I could get them on. Maybe I could do another double morning show and they could talk a little bit about it. I'll figure it out during the break and see what happens. Um, that's the way. That's the way. That's the way. So yeah. So there's a lot of good. I love that these high schools are doing theatrical stuff, because for a minute there, it seemed like all the joy out of schools were like sucked out of the building. No music, no theater. But now I'm seeing theater and music making its way to the forefront of school. We need that. I don't know why we don't understand we need these kinds of expressions. This is a good way to bring kids together. No, not every kid. Every kid is not going to want to get on stage and sing and dance or say some lines, but you don't know until you put it out there. You don't know until you ask, and you don't know until you audition them who has talent, and maybe they don't want to be front of stage. Maybe they want to be back of stage because they've got good organizing skills. You know what I mean? Like it's that kind of stuff. So I don't know. It's Tuesday. I don't know a whole lot about Tuesday. I don't know. I know one thing. They dragging that little woman, the little Republican woman that's sitting in the kitchen doing a rebuttal of some sort. I don't know what kind of rebuttal she was doing, but she was saying some old foolishness. She looked crazy as hell. And then she had those eyes. It was, that. I was like, girl, what are you doing? Who told you to behave this way? And then you sound crazy. Well, I'm gonna tell you something. If you don't know that the Republican Party, this is how they see women, white women in particular, because they see us in service, in servitude. But you white women, you young white women, she had a cross on and she had on that Handmaid's Tale outfit. If you don't think that they don't want to see you barefoot and pregnant in the kitchen, go back and rewatch that foolishness and listen to her. And she was a liar. She was just lying, which was unconscionable to me. I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they get on there and just lie the way they do. It's got to be exhausting, because I can't believe that they don't know. And the thing about it too is that they don't believe that people will fact check. Like, there are people out here who will fact check. Like they running down the Duchess Kate about her touched up pictures. You know how they running her down? Now she don't make no policy nowhere in the UK. She makes no policy. She sits on no board. She does not have a say in all she is a princess. And they got to show up from time to time to rep the monarchy. And they just dragging this woman for some amateur, touched up photos. And then they're speculating because, you know, she hasn't been seen because she had some surgery. And the Buckingham Palace sent out a press release. She's not going to be back on her game until around Easter. But for some reason, people are consumed with not minding their own damn business. So anyway, fact checks. The things that we care about. Baffling. So I'll be back with Mike Moran and Charles Warner to talk about their curated Truth of Light, Light of Truth exhibit at the New Haven Museum. So I'll be back.
Hi, this is Babz Rawls-Ivy from New Haven, Connecticut, and you're listening to WNHHLP 103.5 FM, streaming live at newhavenindependent.org.